Welcome to Goshen Prepping. Thanks for joining us. Last night we had a live stream, and on the live stream we had a follower tell us about this new company called Apeel. Well, it's stuff they're putting on our fruits in our grocery stores, and there's a lot of controversy surrounding it, so let's jump into it. And here it is, Apeel. This website tells you, well, all about it, as much as they'll basically divulge anyway. When it comes to food, we understand just how important it is to know what you're consuming. We couldn't agree more, and we're here to support you with product information straight from the source. And so obviously, this is not just a website saying, oh, look at our company. They've received a lot of backlash. They've really received a lot of complaints saying, what are you doing to our fresh produce? So they put out this website to try to, well, dispel some rumors, etc. I'm not saying I'll buy into this website, mind you. I'm going to try to stay out of this as much as possible and just simply give you the facts and let you make that decision. What we do, our mission is to reduce food waste, make it easier for people to enjoy fruits and veggies without worrying that they'll go to waste so quickly. The best way to think of Apeel is an extra peel of protection by adding another layer of what naturally exists on the fruits and veggies already. So here's a beautiful avocado, and notice the oxygen stays on the outside, moisture stays on the inside. And so far this makes sense. When we talk about oxygen, it's an oxidizer. It causes foods to ripen even more so, not to mention any type of organisms, bacteria and stuff will actually break down the fruit and make it rot. By simply applying a microscopic amount to produce, usually after it's been picked, it creates a breathable layer that slows spoilage by keeping moisture in and oxygen out. Okay, and here's the controversy. Okay, but what's in it? It's made of purified monodiglycerides derived from sustainably sourced non-GMO plant oils, mimicking the natural protection already existed on all fruits and veggies. One ingredient only, that's the full list. Organic produce that has been treated with Apeel includes the addition of citric acid, an ingredient widely found in most fruits, particularly citrus fruits, just two simple plant-derived ingredients. Okay, so far I see what's happening here. Mono and diglycerides are, simply put, just fats. And to be able to set up a boundary layer, having lipids on there, or fats, is actually pretty smart. It makes it so it creates that little laminar boundary layer in between the fruit and the surrounding air. Ordinarily, in our foods, we have mono and diglycerides. I mean, not just our foods, but in preservative foods. Any foods that actually have preservatives often have mono and diglycerides. And often those mono and diglycerides are derived from animal fat, specifically pork fat, but you can get naturally derived mono and diglycerides from plants. More specifically from oils, and even more specifically from seed oils. Keep that in mind. And they simply say plant oils instead of seed oils, but it's almost always seed oils, by the way. It says there's no impact on the final ingredient outcome because the monodiglycerides found in Apeel undergo a purification process that eliminates any trace of dietary allergens and impurities through heat and distillation processes. And furthermore, the plant oils, again, I want to stress seed oils come in. They have a nice triangle going through distillation process, removes allergens, impurities, trans fats, which is something to think about. And now we have highly purified mono and diglycerides from a vegan source. And one of the things they really stressed on here was the trans fats, because often when we have these different types of oil sources, trans fats, which modern medicine claims is the big culprit of causing any type of heart disease and stuff, they do not exist in this new Apeel. The distillation process removes the trans fats. I mean, does it really? It probably does. I'm not totally convinced on trans fats anyways, but you know what, either way, they're making it so it is more pure of the actual monodiglycerides without some of the inner ingredients. So that part, yeah, I'm with you. Okay, we get down to the good stuff. How do I know Apeel is safe? They stress again, the monodiglycerides are from naturally occurring sources that are already there in fruits and veggies. That's true. They test the products to make sure it doesn't have any pesticides, heavy metals, allergens, and trans fats. They're committed to the purity of the products, and down below they show you some of the different tests to make sure that their Apeel does not have those ingredients in there. So one last page before we talk about this for a second. This is their purity. They claim it's non-GMO. It is plant-based, not animal-based. Tasteless, odorless, edible, responsibly sourced, no trans fats, everything's pure in there, and no allergens as well. So that's great. What's the controversy? Because everything they're showing on here in this website is trying to really push that everything's perfectly safe to eat when it comes to this. Now, I want you to understand, using mono and diglycerides or even citric acid on fruits for preservation is nothing new. Often, when we find in like get into Homestead recipes and stuff. If you cut into an apple and you're not going to eat the apple right away, or maybe you want to put it into a Ziploc bag, obviously it's going to brown very quickly. So putting citric acid on it is a way to keep it from browning. Lemon juice, that's what we're talking about there. So put some lemon juice on there. In fact, a lot of restaurants will do this too. Not only does it make your little apple slices taste a little bit more tart and tasty, the lemon juice, but obviously makes it so it is prettier in the long run. So why is Apeel different? Well, the thing is, when it comes to Apeel being a startup group, and the actual original founder of Apeel was trying to get this going, he was looking at trying to find a way to feed third world countries. And this got wind of our good old friend, Bill Gates. So ultimately, what I've researched is this, is Bill Gates helped fund the startup, and since his name is attached to it, people are like, oh crap, here we are eating more of Bill Gates' food he's trying to shove down our throat. All right, again, I'm taking a step back. Is this bad stuff? Is it not bad stuff? I'm going to let you make the decision on that. But let's go ahead and look at this website again when we talk about Bill Gates. First off, Apeel is completely safe to eat. We're not the cleaning product company that also has the same name out of Britain, by the way. There's a cleaning company, and they thought the detergents were in this fruit protector. And here it is. Apeel is a privately held company run by our founders. We are not owned nor operated by Bill Gates. Apeel received research grants from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. However, they have had no other involvement in the company and are not active investors as of right now. And it sounds like to me the company is doing everything they can to put out this fire. For the fact that Bill Gates has put his grubby little hands on it, at least the foundation gave him some money. It seems like to me anyway, the company is trying to do something that it actually is sustainable and non-toxic and such. Again, we'll talk about that in a second. But since good old dirty hand Bill Gates has his hand in it, people are like, uh-oh, this is another thing heading down this path. Isn't it amazing how his name attached to anything now is obviously assumed has nefarious reasons? Because he has nefarious reasons, obviously. Okay, so when I talk about as far as toxic ingredients, here's some things you need to know. If the company simply said, oh, we don't have any trans fats in there because we didn't introduce them, that'd be one thing. But instead, they actually test for trans fats. And why do they say that? Because when you actually get to monodiglycerides, what's interesting with the FDA, which of course we're talking about the corrupt FDA, they have it where even if you have some kind of food at a restaurant, and that food, the restaurant has not introduced any type of trans fats into that food, if they're using seed oils coming into it, trans fats may naturally come in there, but the company can still say, oh, look, our burger or whatever it is doesn't have any trans fats in it. That's literally what's basically guided by the FDA. However, the seed oils that come into it can have trans fats in the first place. But Apeel, instead of simply saying, oh, we're not introducing trans fats, they are actually testing their products to make sure there's no trans fats. And therefore, ultimately, in the long run, they're trying to guarantee there's no trans fats at all, not from the seeds oils, nor something they introduced, which again is good. That seems to be, in a lot of ways, I'm giving this company a thumbs up. It's probably doing what it can to try to keep your fruit nice and fresh without introducing some toxins into it. And the monodiglycerides, you also have to worry about as far as what kind of oils it came from. For example, does it have GMOs in it? Well, that's one of the things they address too, because I would say, oh, look, you have these oils coming in there. They're probably GMO oils, but they're actually saying, no, it's not. They're non-GMO, which is interesting too. So they're really trying to, again, put out these fires as quick as possible. Now, there is one last thing though, however, that I'm going to basically, in my expertise, put the thumbs down on the company, is for the fact that the monodiglycerides do come from seed oils. And the seed oils, simply put, damage your tissue. They damage your tissue and can actually be, in the long run, carcinogenous. And the FDA refuses to admit this, even though we're seeing this all across the board. And when you talk about simply just ready for this vegetable oils that were so heavily consumed in the United States, we are seeing drastic increases in cancer because of that. Now, again, trying to take this in a step back, and you may see it differently. I want your opinion on this, by the way. It sounds like to me, Apeel may not be this horribly nefarious organization. It sounds like just a business, by the way. They're claiming trying to make fruit available so it's, goes to other countries and stuff, but of course we have it in the United States. I think they're simply just trying to put this and market their product and trying to make money. Probably trying to make a lot of money. That's what it seems like to me. However, by coming across trying to make it look like there's really no real connection with Bill Gates and it's non-GMO and the list goes on and on and on, obviously they're trying to put out a fire. But the biggest thing is The amount of chemical going on there, the amount of citric acid is actually quite minimal, but it is coming from seed oils, which is something in my life anyway, I try to eliminate as much as possible. Nobody's perfect. I try to. It sneaks in sometimes. But depending on how much fruit you eat, fruit and veggies, if it has a lot of this appeal on there, who knows? It may actually be introducing a lot of this over time. The FDA does admit that in low doses, monodiglycerides cause no problems, but in high doses, they basically say, we have no idea. And how much are you getting if you eat a lot of fruits and vegetables from Apeel? Again, that's in question too. But anyways, I wish I had a more definitive answer for you. I would simply say, you know what, it looks like another product that they're putting out for us, unless you're growing your own fruit in your own yard like we do. What are you going to do? Because they're going to be putting in this pretty much all the fruit now, even probably organic foods or organic fruits and vegetables. Because again, it's another money-making organization trying to get their 2 cents out of every avocado sold. Obviously not just avocados, but basically all fruit. But I really want to hear what you have researched about this. What have you read about this? Put it in the comments below. And even more so, do you worry about this? Do you worry for the fact that Bill Gates put his money into it in the first place? I worry about things anytime Bill Gates touches it. But there you go. There's everything that we know about Apeel, and trying to give you the whole skinny of it. So I hope this helps. Put it in the comments below what you think about the whole thing. And thanks for watching.